also
Weird.
found something to this day. There's not one scientist that can figure it out.
Really?
We think it's a wormhole.
What? So you saw something go in it?
No, come out of it.
Oh, come out of it.
And not just one, multiple things.
Whoa.
It's some sort of cloud
Yeah.
that opens and closes, and multiple objects coming out of it. And also what we did is we triangulated. So we had cameras on the coast of California and across Catalina Island and a third location.
Wow.
So from 3 locations, we were capturing data. And then we had radar validate the cameras exactly in that location.
So you saw some UFOs. Wow.
So we got wormholes opening over California, man. It's the first I've heard of it, bro. Let me find out, man. That's where the aliens love to hang out at, bro. Cali. Oh, yeah, bro. It's about to get wild, man.
A group called the Illuminati. Who are the Illuminati? Make a long story short, they're the 13 families that control the resources and the entire planet. And they have their ancestry goes all the way back to Sumerian times. And where they changed into the Babylonians, they became the Khazars. They entered into Europe where they merged with the Celtic remnants or the Atlantean refugees, which became the Merovingians. And then that, over the centuries, broke into 13 distinct families that controlled Europe at the time and then now the entire planet. And are there names to these families? Yes, you have the Windsors, the Rothschilds, the Romanovs, the Sinclairs. There's a very wide range of Illuminati, but even more so is the range underneath the 13, which is the Committee of 300, which are 300 families that work very closely in association with the Illuminati to accomplish the goals. You mentioned that in your book that another way of describing the Illuminati is the New World Order.
They went to interview a cannibal tribe, not knowing it would be the biggest mistake of their lives. The moment they arrived, one of the tribesmen placed a necklace made of human teeth and bones around the reporter's neck. The crew tried to stay calm, and the reporter quietly took it off, then continued asking questions like everything was normal. But the atmosphere quickly changed. The tribesmen began getting visibly irritated by the...
Looking at people doing live witchcraft on stage, live demonic performances on stage. If you speak it, you own it. If you act it, you are it.
There is a very, very dark side to being famous in there.
I was deep involved in witchcraft. If they can puppeteer you into these situations, they will. Losing just get you a day, like, oh man, I never left the house. Where do I go from here, like? What the fuck do I do? I would wake up in the middle of the night and I could see demonic things within the room and stuff like that, but I couldn't move.
So this guy was in boy zone, had number ones, tore the blow, done it all. He's got no reason to be better. But again, what's he saying? The same thing a lot of artists have come out and said. With the testimonies of these people and the things we actually see when these artists are on stage, are we going to then turn a blind eye and say that they're all lying? Like they say, symbology will be their downfall. Look at any major concert. Look at the Pyramid at Glastonbury yesterday. Look at anything that has a global audience, and you will always find something.
So you gotta be careful, man, going to certain artists when they doing shows, bro. I'm not that type of person, man, who goes out to shows and stuff like that, but, bro, some of these clips we've been seeing, man, when they're on the stage, bro, they feel that energy, man. You never know, bro. What are they doing, man, to that energy, bro? Like we saw that Shakira clip. And when she was like dancing, bro. It was, I ain't gonna lie, it was weird, man. Be careful, bro. Like you said, he was, like you said, he had number ones. He was in that boy band. He was in that band, toured the world, and he said they was doing witchcraft, bro. Yeah, the band, a robot, bro. Stewie, that's his name?
He's flying it. Well, I don't know what to do with that.
Oh boy.
You ain't getting on this plane, bro. We seen our robot.
Alright. buddy.
I see a lot of people posting and speaking about how lately they've been hearing birds chirping at night. Like, when did that start happening, right? And I've been observing something. So I've been sitting out the past couple of nights, and sometimes it's past midnight. I also sit outside in the day. And what I've realized over the past couple of days, because I've been paying more attention, is that the birds in the daytime sing differently than the birds at night. I know it sounds crazy, but when I hear the birds chirping and singing when I'm sitting out in the daytime, I feel it energetically. Their frequency is different than the birds that are chirping at night. So I don't believe that these birds that are out at night are actual birds. They are watching. They're watching. So, I mean, let me know if you guys, have witnessed this, or do an observation on your own and tell me what you come up with. But I don't think that these birds that are chirping at night are birds.
I'm gonna need to do an observation, man, because the birds where I'm at, they don't. Yeah, they chirp in the morning, but I don't hear no chirps at night. That's interesting, man. So she said the ones in the morning that are chirping aren't the same ones at night. So what? They got replaced or something, man? Or was it the pigeon theory again, bro? Where the birds and stuff that's flying around the space, bro? The robotic.
I was really giving Chick-fil-A another chance, but their texture has been disgusting. I took the first bite and I couldn't even get the fucking chicken apart.
Oh my god.
Gross. We gotta go. There's someone behind us.
What are they doing to the meat, bro? It's like a brisket, but I don't think that's real meat, man. They be 3D printing that crap now. It should be falling like off the bone, bro. Like, what the hell? Be careful what you eating. That's all I can say.
A company in Michigan recently listed Hell for sale, describing it as a multifaceted business. They're not talking about the underworld, but Hell, Michigan, an unincorporated old town with a sense of humor, a tourism industry, and now a price tag. The website says that more people tell you to go to our town than anywhere on earth. The asking price for Hell, which includes 7 acres and an ice cream shop, is $625,000.
No! You won't be on there. What are they doing?
I just don't get why people do this. They either don't understand why it's a bad idea, or they do, and they're doing it on purpose. This is an older video that I was just recently tagged in. It shows the night sky. Here we can see a bunch of green lasers, all shining towards this one particular object. That, as it turns out, is a passenger jet that's about to land at the airport. Now, according to my research, this incident happened back in 2024 at a festival that was taking place in Mexico, and yes, it was confirmed that this was a passenger jet filled with people. Now, I have talked about this many times, so it should go without saying, but shining green lasers, or really any type of laser, at an airplane is a terrible idea, and it's illegal. It obviously has the ability to blind the pilot, burn holes in their retina, and make it difficult for them to land safely, potentially risking the life of everybody on board the plane that you're shining with the laser. It's just crazy to me that so many people had this idea and thought that it would be okay doing this. Also, in the US at least, this is extremely illegal, and I'm sure it is basically in every other country that has green lasers.
Steven Spielberg says his new Alien movie, Disclosure Day, will make Christians second guess their entire religion. And right here I seen Steven Spielberg's new UFO film reveals first look at the alien, and folks are torn. Well, let me tell you something, Steven. We already know about aliens. I bet if you drop the Epstein files, it's gonna make us question y'all humanity. Drop the Epstein files. We know aliens real. We know they was at the mall trying to get fresh. And y'all tried to say it was some teens being teens. I ain't never seen teens make 100 police cars deep and everybody's phone started glitching. You think we scared these ugly ass? We know they real. We don't care about that. We want to know, Steven. If you really want to go crazy and sell, Steven, make a movie about the Epstein files. Niggas gonna go and watch that shit, stream that shit, download it. If you don't make a movie about that, we're gonna all assume, all of us, me and all my friends, we're gonna assume you're in the files.
Kelsey, are you a liability?
Honestly, I think that the public views mainstream media as a liability.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish the same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Jeff?
It's like, bro, it's like they were reading off a script. They kept saying the same thing over and over again, man. That's why I feel like, bro, a person owning the news and that they can control the news cycle, it's very dangerous, man. That's literally what people wake up, and that's what some people do. They wake up every single day, turn it on, watch the news, man. You can literally control the narrative, control everything, bro. Control the media, man. I don't think that one side, shit, if we can control the media, bro, it needs to just be straight down the middle. But hey, I know that's a dream, man. Somebody's always gonna try to control the media, bro. It's just human nature, man. But just imagine a world, bro, where nobody controls the media. It's like right down the middle, split even, fair. I know, it's a pipe dream.
Jeff Bezos is hoping you'll rent your computer in the future instead of owning one. His vision is that you won't own a computer, you'll rent computing power from Amazon's cloud. That means he wants you to have only a screen, a keyboard, a mouse, and a monthly bill. And I bet you if he could charge you monthly to own the screen, keyboard, and mouse, he absolutely would. If you think about it, you already don't own a lot of things. Your music is all Spotify, your movies and shows, that's all Netflix. Both of those run on Amazon Web Services, by the way. So Jeff wants to make sure that you don't own your computer and that you'll pay monthly for the rest of your life. Cloud gaming is unfortunately growing. Xbox, Nvidia, and Amazon Luna are all pushing the same model. The thing that might actually make it happen is that AI is eating all the chips. RAM prices are spiking, SSD prices are spiking, companies are ending their consumer memory divisions to focus on data centers. Dell, Asus, and tons of other brands are hiking prices. Nation states are literally outbidding you for components to build AI infrastructure. So what happens when building a PC costs twice what it does today, or even 3 times? You'll eventually be forced to subscribe to a computer, at least that's what Jeff Bezos and other billionaires are betting you will. I highly recommend you all try your best to buy PC parts before it gets even worse, and even consider setting up a network-attached storage at home and storing your stuff locally to avoid paying monthly to services like Google Drive. Home servers are actually growing in popularity as people are growing more aware of the situation. Hard drives are already more expensive than they used to be, and I bet you it's only going to get worse from here.
Here's another unexplained occurrence that will definitely make you question reality. This car parked in a public parking garage in China does something that no one can explain. Watch as this parked car begin to crush in on itself. With no clear visible force to cause this damage, the parking company itself had no clear explanation of what caused this, outside of something supernatural. Many people in the comments thought the car may have overheated, even though it sat there all day untouched. Leave what you believe a logical explanation to explain this event below. This is Unanswered Universe. don't think anyone realizes how insane the security is about to be in this year's World Cup. Not only because a host is in an active war with one of the participants for the first time in history, but also because it's set to become the largest sporting event ever held. So, in the US, AI is going to be used to scan the stadium in real time to detect any crowd anomalies. Their gates are going to make use of facial recognition, fingerprint checks, and smart surveillance systems. The FAA has declared no-fly zones over every single stadium, training ground, and hotel where the teams are staying at. But in case people don't listen, they're either going to fine them $100,000 if they see a drone, and they have specific takedown teams ready to shoot anything down if necessary. Oh, and here's one that's going to make you mad. Water bottles, hard containers, and a long list of noise-making items are expected to be restricted inside the stadiums. So sorry, South Africa, no vuvuzelas. Over in Canada, literal fighter jets, likely armed with missiles and machine guns, are going to patrol over venues in Vancouver and Toronto. Meanwhile, in Mexico, they're deploying 100,000 security personnel, 2,000 military and civilian vehicles, 24 aircraft, including Black Hawk choppers, anti-drone systems, and even robot dogs to support law enforcement. So the question is this going to be the most dangerous or safest World Cup ever?
I can't with them because the American Forks Police Department just put out a statement scolding us and saying, hey, stop using all those unredacted videos that we put out. They say the American Forks Police Department recently discovered that the files, not intended for public release, were uploaded to a public domain. Upon identifying the issue, the police department promptly removed all of these files and conducted a review of the records associated with this situation. Following that review, under applicable records laws, the department removed all previous posted files and replaced them with the files that were approved for public release. The files currently available are the files approved for public release, and members of the public and the media are asked to use those files. Translation: use the files we want you to use, not the files that actually make us look bad and protect bricks and minifig illegally. One commenter writes, welcome to the internet. We do things differently around here. It refers to what they said to reckless men trying to intimidate them. Everyone says, are you guys a parody of a police department like Reno 911? Y'all, they're scared. This shows me that they're scared. I bet all of them are terrified. I bet they're getting their ASSs handed them by their bosses. Not because they were corrupt, but because they got caught.
You know, the reckless men situation, did y'all just saw what happened? They like served him and he can't even like mention or talk about it, I don't think no more, or they said he's gonna go to jail. So I think that's how it's over, man. But the fact that it blew up the way he did goes to show you, man. If something's corrupt, it's gonna get exposed, it's gonna get brought to the light eventually, man. So that's crazy, bro. I'm still gonna I'll try to cover as much as I can, but I think he's kind of done with it now.
When I get old, this is the wheelchair I want. I'm gonna be dressed just like that too, like I just fucking escaped the crazy hospital. It's definitely doing like 15 mile an hour.
People are saying that the ending of the movie Smile 2 might be about Wendy Williams. Way back in 2017, Wendy Williams would collapse live on air on her own talk show. Roll it.
So it's a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
Now, obviously, after that clip rolled on TV, millions of people were concerned about the welfare of Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams and her team wrote this off as her just being too hot in her costume, but many people think it's much deeper than that. I encourage you to watch that clip back if you didn't catch it. As you see here in this picture, it looks like Wendy Williams literally sees something on stage that causes her to take a few steps back before actually passing out and falling to the floor. Ironically enough, in one of the final scenes in the movie Smile 2, pop star Sky Riley is approached by whatever you want to call this. We're going to say it's a dark entity. Is it possible that this scene in Smile 2 is actually a play off what happened in 2017 with Wendy Williams? Comment below with your thoughts. Am I on to something or am I tripping this time, guys? Wake up.
As he eats, the soup would slide right out of the holes in his cheeks. So he pushes in solid plugs to keep everything contained.
Damn.
See, he got his first piercing at 13 and quickly became addicted to it. Over time, he inserted larger and larger jewelry into his piercings, making the holes slightly bigger each time.
Whoa.
And after years of this, they were so big that he could fit a hot dog through them.
A new crop circle just appeared in Wiltshire over in the United Kingdom, and that alone is amazing. But what I'm going to show you here is something truly strange. A Brazilian couple went and visited the site, and they captured what only can be described as a whirling vortex of some kind, traveling over the field, pushing down the crops. Take a look at this footage right here.
Crop circle. Is that a vortex one?
Now, I can't even begin to understand what this possibly could be. But my first thought is, it's some kind of interdimensional entity. Something moving along the field, something that we can't see, but is somehow present in our plane of reality. Moving through the air, invisible, a force we can't understand. Guys, these are truly, truly incredible times we're living in.
They're saying that everyone born between 1980 and 1993 has the same exact mole on their left arm. Now, I thought this was a bunch of bullshit, y'all, until every single person that I've asked so far actually has had one. Check your arm and tell me if this is real or not. This might be a coincidence, a bunch of bullshit, or I might be losing my fucking mind. But I actually have two of them. 1, 2. Check your arm. Look at that.
Even to 90s babies, man. If any of you guys are seekers, but you have those molding arms, tell me down below. I genuinely want to know, man. What is that? He has 2 of them, so tell me down below, man. Like I said, I need to figure this out.
So babe, watch this. And then we're going to talk about it, okay? First of all, why did he just bend down? I feel like that was very extra, but anyway. Yes, I know that that was AI, but I need you guys to have a visual for what I'm talking about before we get into the tea, because this tea is going to be so hot, it's going to burn your lab if you don't have something on it, so make sure that you have a plate, okay? Let's get into it. And TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is true. It's all satire. So boom, in the last episode, we spoke about Nephilim, how I feel like the Nephilim actually built the pyramids, and it's not just back then in ancient Egypt that you see stories of the Nephilim. All throughout history, just like sirens, just like dragons, you see a common denominator, Nephilim. Now, taking it all the way to modern day, there are so many instances where I feel like literally proves that they are still out there, in my opinion. I mean, yo, for people to say that they're not out there is kind of crazy to me, because there are so many unmapped cave systems in the United States, and no one ever talks about how the map of people that are gone without a trace can't say much, but it directly lines up with the map of the cave system. So, I mean, it's giving pattern. We have the Andrew Dawson story, that Canadian man that saw a Nephilim on the mountain, records it, goes viral. Everyone tells him, go back, go back, go back. He goes back and then ends up being followed by unmarked vehicles to his home and everything. Then later on, he makes a video saying, oh, everything I said was fake. He literally looks coerced into that video. A couple days later, or a couple weeks later, he goes on live and he's like, listen, y'all might not see me for a little minute. All of my videos were actually real. Like, I don't take anything back. Now you can find his obituary, a public obituary. That man is gone. Okay? Then you also have the Giant of Kandahar story. Long story short, an American Army unit was out there. They go missing, they're lost, so they send another army unit out to look for them. They end up getting closer to a cave, and it smells like putrid, like rotting flesh, like it's horrible. They start seeing body parts just scattered everywhere. Get close to the cave, all of a sudden a red-haired giant, red hair again. Just like the Lovelock Cave Nephilim, I'm connecting the dots for y'all. The Site Ka, the race of quote-unquote alleged giant that was torturing the Paiute people and even written about by the chief's daughter. Red hair again, and for my red-haired baddies, I'm not saying anything is wrong with your beautiful, fiery, kissed by fire red hair. It's beautiful. I'm just saying there's some kind of connection there that we can explore in another video. But they end up getting a javelin thrown at them by this big old Nephilim. They end up pew-pewing him, and the body is taken away. They find the army unit in there. You can see across all of these patterns that these Nephilims are cannibalistic. And even in the canon Bible, we see, I'm running out of time, we see that the Nephilim are cannibalistic as well. They start to consume humans. From the dawn of time to now, it is the same story, so you cannot tell me that there's no truth to it. Anyway, y'all, that's the end of this episode. Make sure you like and follow if you like to hyperfixate on things. You will love it here. Let me know in the comments if you want a part 2, what specifically you want to talk about. I will make a video on it. Love you.
Tell me down below if you guys want that part 2, man. You're sending a lot of information. Is that an orb? Oh, it's teleporting, okay. Yeah, it's like blinking in and out, so yeah. It's gone now. What the heck? Oh, there you go.
The skull experiment? Skull, S-C-O-L-E. Refill me in. This is, more people should know about because it is absolutely wild. So they did an experiment in England in the town of Skull in the 90s, okay? And in that experiment, they, you're familiar with like Stephen Greer and his CE5.
Uh-huh.
That's just another flavor of this, which back in the day during the spiritualist movement, people would have engaged in seances, right? So they systematically tried to do this in 1992 and documented and recorded everything that happened. So typically it would start with poltergeist activity. Then they would start to see or hear disembodied voices, and then they would got into a closer thing where and they would swap out people because you have to have the right number of folks around the table, and then they would eventually experience apports. So you know what an apport is? Mm-hmm. It's just when something will just materialize out of thin air, like a marble, or like we start going into the whole cryptid.
The cryptids.
And then at some point, there was like entities that they started physically seeing, and they have one on camera. I can't make it up. It's called Mr. Blue. Just look it up, right? And there's this like, it looks like a gray. It's just like glowing blue, and just kind of on camera. Anyway, there's also a technique called quantum imaging where they're able to take somehow access these overlapping realities and take pictures of it.
Oh, there it is. Does that look familiar?
Yep, that's it.
That's not creepy looking at all. Holy shit.
What ended up happening is the experiment kind of got out of control and they just stopped it. So the question is if there are entities that have kind of figured this out first, they might be poking into this reality.
I'm not going to lie to you. This tick situation might get worse than we think in America. We already have emergency rooms packed with people saying they received tick bites. And what's making it even worse, it's happening in places where there's a lot of farmland. For example, a farmer in Nebraska is in his vehicle, and on the outside of his vehicle is thousands of ticks. You heard what I just said? A farmer is on his farmland, in his vehicle, and on the outside of his vehicle is thousands of ticks. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit. Look at this shit right here.
I hope you guys can see this, but that is all.
That's all ticks.
Little small ticks.
Nah, man. Nah.
Just had to get fuel and just got
This shit is crazy. We're talking about livestock being covered in ticks. We're talking about people's pets being covered in ticks. There are videos with people pulling ticks out of their skin. You have videos with ticks were chasing people.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh hell no, I'm burning these.
The CDC confirmed that ER visits are surging. You gotta think about Lyme disease. You gotta think about Rocky Mountain spotted fever. You gotta think about alpha-gal syndrome. Those diseases will mess up your nervous system. They will mess up your organs. These same diseases can leave you sick for months. So be aware. I'm out.
This is crazy, but hospitals are now wiring their walls to listen to people all the time. It began pretty innocently with ambient scribes, which made perfect sense.
less pajama time, more eye contact with patients, less burnout. But now some systems like the Mayo Clinic are experimenting with keeping AI ambient listening on all the time. This is absolutely crazy when you think about it. The ethical concerns and the consent concerns have created all kinds of issues, apparently. Medicine wanted frictionless documentation, but what may be evolving here is ambient surveillance. So this isn't anything that anybody signed up for, but what you have to understand about the use of any new technology is it oftentimes gets extended in ways that we never originally intended. So we all need to be part of this conversation for ourselves and for our patients. I would love to know your thoughts.
Have some water. But you don't want this water? Well, you should get used to it because that's all the water that we're going to have left because ChatGPT is using 39 million gallons of water every single day for its cooling centers. Fresh, drinkable water gone, and no one is talking about it.
No one is talking about it except for me. I've been showing y'all what's going on. AI is accelerating the loss of our scarcest natural resource, water. But then all the billionaires are turning around and quietly buying up all of the water. Not just any water, but the fresh water. And the United Nations is saying that soon AI is going to be drinking more water than people could drink in their lifetime. This is exactly why when you look at projects like United States Water Reserve on Coinbase and Phantom, it makes a lot more sense. And I've been talking about this project for quite some time now. We all know AI needs water, and not just any water, fresh water at that, in order to keep these massive...
Women from the Mercy tribe in Ethiopia removed their 4 lower front teeth and cut a hole in their bottom lip. Then they put in a plug to stretch their lips until they can insert a full-size lip plate. This can take many months to do, but the lip plates are symbols of beauty and identity, and they're often worn by unmarried women in hopes of seeming more feminine and finding a rich husband. These plates are changed regularly and each time increasing in size, and this tradition has existed for over 10,000 years. Follow if you want to see more.
That's insane to think about.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Austria.
The most disgusting things actors had to do for a role.
Okay.
Do you guys remember this scene in Harry Potter when all the kids gathered for a feast with all this delicious food? Well, every time they filmed the scene, they couldn't replace the food, so it started to rot and smelled terrible. And the actors said it got so bad they could smell the stench before even walking on set. In Game of Thrones, Castle Black looked super disgusting on screen and was just as disgusting in real life. The set decorators hung raw meat from the ceilings, had real pigs wandering around, and didn't clean up for weeks at a time, which made the actors have an easy time pretending to be miserable and cold because it actually was. For the Hunger Games, Jennifer Lawrence took acting to the extreme and actually ate a raw fish in order to get into the skin of her character. She said the crew told her it would taste like sushi. Hint, it did not. She said it tasted as bad as it smells and that she's never doing that again.
They lying, bro.
Let's see if you have thalassophobia, part 3. I'm going to show you 5 photos. If you feel too uncomfortable to make it to the 5th photo, then you could have thalassophobia. Number 1. How about this? Feeling uncomfortable yet?
Still good.
Nearly there. Last one. Hit follow to see if you can make it to the next phobia test.
I made it all the way to the end. I don't think I have that phobia. They all getting freaking extinct, but then reintroduced.
Your brain's storage capacity is around 2.5 million gigabytes. Smell is the sense most closely linked to memory. Your short-term memory can only handle about 7 thoughts at once. You forget 50% of new information within an hour. And this fact really annoyed me, so I tried to come up with a solution and stumbled across Plurd. It's an AI-based device that can transcribe any audio recording to text in seconds. Luckily, it's simple, so when I need to remember something, I just start with the one-press voice recording on the Plurd device. And once complete, I just click transcribe. And boom, it's done. I have the whole transcription ready for use, and it's perfect. Or I can just select to create a summary and choose the style I'm looking for. For example, to find the most important points in a long meeting or create an audio report of that file. So I'm never going to forget something important ever again as long as I have this device with me. You can get it to link in bio.
Learn some new info. Helpful. That kind of makes sense about the short-term memory, because I know I'll be forgetting stuff that I know I'm supposed to know. It always gets to me, man.
This is the Devil's Castle, and it's one of the scariest places on Earth. It's located in a small town in Mexico. Its actual name is Castillo del Diablo, and it was built by a painting contractor named Tony Wells. He spent almost $4 million on the castle, and it's become a worldwide attraction. In the castle, you can find coffins, creepy mannequins, and gargoyles. Wells has a collection of over 800 swords and knives, and about 350 beautiful antique mirrors. Often, Satan worshippers leave him presents, even though Tony does not believe in Satan. Would you dare spend a night in this place?
That's a hell no. I'm new. I stay away from that type of energy, man. But he actually pulled $4 million into that. That's a lot of money, bro. Just to build something like that. That's we stay away from that energy, seekers.
Crazy things happening in the world right now. New York City is now giving rats birth control to stop them from reproducing. This restaurant sued this customer for leaving a $3,000 tip for his waitress. Pablo Escobar's abandoned hippos are still causing problems in the Colombian jungle. A hotel in Kentucky was ordered to pay $2 million after one of their guests passed away in a 150-degree shower. Karen was the most popular baby name 60 years ago, and now it is nearly extinct. Florida police are telling people to stop taking selfies with a depressed black bear. EasyJet is apologizing after leaving 3 passengers with disabilities on the runway. A Japanese political candidate was stripping on national TV and asking viewers if they thought she was sexy. A game developer was demanding naked sauna sessions with his employees. 5 fishermen in Sri Lanka passed away after drinking water from a bottle they found in the ocean.
These are the scariest
I'm supposed to do that.
in each state, part 1. Up first is Nanny Doss from Alabama, also known as the Giggling Granny. She married 5 times and murdered 4 of her husbands, and the only one that survived was her first husband. She also poisoned 11 of her family members. Her first 2 victims were her children, who allegedly died from food poisoning. She got the nickname the Giggling Granny because she would always laugh at the crimes she committed. She killed 11 people and is definitely the scariest serial killer from Alabama.
She was laughing? No remorse, man. Watch out for those type of people.
This is the world's first passenger plane that doesn't have a pilot because it's being flown by AI. What could go wrong? The concept was revealed at the National Business Aviation Association event in Orlando, Florida. And the idea is to create a fully autonomous passenger jet that has similar benefits to self-driving cars. They believe AI could reduce human error, which is the leading cause of accidents, making air travel safer than ever. Because there would be no need for pilots, it could reduce costs. It could improve efficiency and reduce delays because planes could fly 24/7 without needing to rest for crew. And more personalized, on-demand flight options could emerge, like Uber for the skies. But then again, you would have to put your complete trust in AI 40,000 feet in the sky. So the question is, should this be made or scrapped immediately? Here are 3 options.
I'm gonna go with scrap, bro, because with AI, like, you never know. Somebody could hack and take over that plane, or it can glitch, man. You know, AI is still not perfect, man. And you putting your life at the hands of technology at 40,000, like I said, feet in the air, that's no, man. They need to scrap that.
Optical illusions, which I guarantee will make your brain hurt. First one, make that your phone background, I dare you. Wait, I've got another one for you. Second one, that makes me feel a bit sick. Let's see the last one. Now go and give your eyes a rest.
Were they moving for you guys? They wasn't moving for me though, so. But I know those are probably some crazy optical illusions. Let's edit, man. We call them out. Like I said, if you guys see any edits, I need you guys to help me. Call them out too.
This woman did you-know-what with 919 men in one single day. Lisa Sparks set this record back in 2004 at the annual World Championships in Poland. She was competing against 2 other women,
one of which was the current record holder who did you know what with 759 people in one day.
What the
But the craziest part is Lisa set this record in only 12 hours, meaning she only spent 45 seconds with each man.
No. How is something like that even possible? She beat it in 12 hours. What happened to Shane, bro? That's insane. He's actually a world record for that? I'm scared to even look up who has the current record, bro. I don't think I want to know.
Interesting people you've never heard of. This man from Australia survived a wildfire by scuba diving in his pool while the wildfire was burning all around him. This man in his 40s fathered somewhere between 550 to 600 children. Because of this, he was court-ordered to stop donating his sperm. This man has fathered over 100 kids but has not been paid for it and even pays child support for some of them. A man in Louisiana who was pulled over by a police officer for drunkenly riding on a horse gave the excuse that the horse knows the way home. The sheriff ended up not giving him a DUI. This Englishman bought this island 60 years ago, moved to it, and never returned. This is what he looks like now after planting over 16,000 trees, attracting a bunch of different species of animals, and even making it a national park. This guy holds the world record for reciting pi to 22,514 digits in just under 5 hours, and he knows 11 languages.
Damn, he Jimmy Neutron.
Water slide in the whole world. This is known as the Leap of Faith. It's one of the most beautiful constructed slides in the entire world. But despite its beauty, it's actually known to be one of the most dangerous water slides. This slide consists of a 60-foot drop and was created back in 1998. But if that's not scary enough, it actually gets crazier. After the 60-foot drop, the riders are then sent through a lagoon of sharks. They're kept inside of the tube while the sharks are swimming around them.
He was 2 years old when he survived 4th-degree burns.
The candle fell. The fire spread quick and then into a blanket. And then it caught on fire.
Zaid Garcia was only a toddler when his mother put him to bed and a candle fell on his blankets, causing his entire bed to set on fire. He was rushed from Mexico to San Antonio for treatment, where he had multiple surgeries, and doctors thought that he wasn't going to make it, but he did. 80% of Zaid's body was burnt, and he lost both of his hands and 5 toes. His eyes were also severely burned, so doctors covered his eyes with his skin so it can help them heal. Zaid said that he's able to only see shadows and light, but hopes to regain his vision one day and remove the skin from his eyes. He's now 19 years old, and his story is a miracle since most people don't survive 3rd-degree burns. But what shocks me the most is despite everything Zaid has been through, he's still so positive and optimistic.
When you share your story with somebody, how do you hope they react?
Well, I know it'll make them sad, but I hope that it gets to their heart, and I hope it gives them hope and faith on themselves too. I know they might feel bad for me and everything, but I hope they think, well, if he did it, I could do it too.
Deadliest computer viruses in the world, part 3. This is the infamous
get a
virus.
roommate.
You'll see exactly why it's called that. So we're going to open it up here and then click run, and then run again. Allow this publisher to make changes, yes. This malware is no joke. Continue. Hell yeah. Alright, now let me show you what happens. First thing, the computer restarts itself. A classic virus move. Boots back up and we have stage 1. Background and theme change to this red looking vibe. Stage 2, Windows loads with a bunch of spam user accounts, all with a bunch of weird characters, each password protected. And the main admin account is called No Escape. At this point, most keys on your keyboard would be disabled. Stage 3, admin password is set to death, all lowercase, so we punch that in to log on. Stage 4, all files on your computer are deleted and your desktop is filled with these junk files, all with those same strange characters. Stage 5, your mouse buttons are swapped, so left click is right and right is left. If you open up any of these files in Notepad, it just says this: your computer is mine. You cannot get rid of this malware. Stage 6, you can't really do anything with your computer anymore, and on September 18th, it will delete the Windows bootloader, meaning that you can't even turn it on. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in trying this out, and I'll send you that download link.
Who wants to fry the computer intentionally? That's a hell no for me. You gotta be careful with those links you click on, man. They be trying to get you. So far, thankfully, I've avoided all of those.
You will not believe how this woman stalker found her. In 2019, police in Tokyo arrested a 26-year-old man by the name of Fumiki Sato, who was suspected of following home a young female pop star and whom he later moved on to assault and molest as she was walking into her apartment complex. But how did he find out exactly where she was? Well, that's the scary part. It was said that Sato screenshotted one of the girl's social media posts in which he zoomed into her eyes, and in her eyes you could see the reflection of a very famous landmark, and that's how he found her location. He then proceeded to use Google Street View, where he would find the exact coordinates of the landmark that was reflected in the girl's eye. This is when he would move on to this location and commit the horrific acts on this young woman. So guys, this is why it's very important to be careful about what you post on social media, because he found her through a reflection in her eyes. Who's to say it couldn't happen to you?
Top 4 most
horrifying
places in the ocean. 1. Hot Tub of Despair, Gulf of Mexico. This is 3,300 feet below the surface of the ocean. It is a very real, very deadly version of Goo Lagoon, where it killed Mr. Krabs and most of the fish in that show as well, because this is a really toxic mix of super salty water, methane, and hydrogen sulfide that basically kills any sort of organism that goes near it to is Sirena Deep. This is the 3rd deepest part of our ocean, and it's absolutely horrifying for a lot of reasons. First of all, we have no clue what lives down there, but basically it looks something like this, completely dark and devoid of life with crushing pressure and freezing cold water, and it's really scary and empty and dark. 3. The East Siberian Sea. It's basically filled with ticking time bombs of giant methane pockets that may or may not explode in the near future because of global warming. The fact they're under a bunch of ice, and when they do explode, it'll release a lot of damaging chemicals, and it also will make the water around them boil and probably kill anything that's in that water with it. 4. The Ring of Fire, or the outline of the entire Pacific Ocean. This is a very large area of seismic and volcanic activity. Among other things, this is also where the largest mountains and volcanoes are on our planet, which is kind of horrifying.
Gotta take care of our planet, bro, or it's gonna erupt.
This woman shocked everyone at this carnival game because in order to win, you have to hang on to the bar for 2 minutes, which doesn't seem like a long time. But if you've ever tried this, you'll understand just how difficult this simple task is. But what the employees didn't know is that she's actually a rock climber, so this wouldn't even be a challenge for her. And as the time winded down, with no signs of struggle to be seen, she eventually got down to the final seconds, now with a small crowd forming in order to witness what would happen. And just watch what she does when the timer ends.
What the heck? That is hard. That's impressive. Could you guys do a Seekers? 2 minutes?
Do you think you could beat this game?
Whatever it was that really happened in the Hotel President was one of the most disturbing mysteries in American history. This is January 2nd, 1935, when the Hotel President in Kansas City, Missouri got a very strange visitor. This very unusual young man who checked in under the name of Roland T. Owen. He was eventually going to be placed in room 1046, and over a period of days, the maid staff just kind of routinely entered the room because it was always dark in there, so they assumed nobody was in there. Every time they walked in, what they would actually find was Roland T. Owen sitting on the bed in a suit in complete darkness, doing nothing. The most disturbing of all was really what took place on January 4th. Hotel staff had entered the room because of a disconnected phone line, and when they got in there, Roland T. Owen was found on the ground, covered in blood, and he had been stabbed multiple times. Just before he died, they asked him, who did this to you? Which he just said, no one. Even more bizarre, an anonymous caller who was allegedly a woman called in and paid for his entire funeral. If you do want more to the story, I would go check it out right on the show.
Yeah, we gotta check that out, man. Like, what the hell? It sounds like a very deep mystery, man. Need to find that.
Breaking news, Bella Brave has been put into a medically induced coma, and they do not believe she is going to make it. Many of you may recognize her from being a star on this app. You may also know her as Bella Brave. Now, as of July 10th, her mother has posted that she has been medically induced in a coma. She said, quote, "They've told us they don't know if she'll survive this. I know she will. I know she has an army praying for her." Her mother shared that Bella had developed an infection in her lungs and also may have developed a form of bronchitis. Doctors say the type of bronchitis that she developed is, quote, "irreversible and a chronic condition."
It is also known as popcorn lung. On July 9th, her mother posted that although Bella was, quote, sitting up, she began to struggle. She went on to say, quote, she lost 4 pounds in one day, putting all her energy into breathing. Her CO2 started to increase, and she started to doze off and have delirium. She was alert enough to tell me she turned into a piece of bread, and she also knew that she was at the Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. She continued by saying they knew at that point they needed to sedate her and intubate her before she crashed. We left having them tell us they didn't know if she'll make it through the night, but she did. However, the following day, her mother said that she was placed into a medically induced coma. The best of the best were telling us it looked really bad. But I kept lifted stare, intensely listening until I heard what hope there was left that we could hang on to. She has also shared that Bella was put on a large dose of steroids. She said this is the one option they have left to help her lungs work again. Day 3 will give us more information on how soon we could see her lung function improve. She's stable, and that in itself is an improvement for now. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. Prayers for Bella, and I'll keep you guys updated. What do you guys think? Drop in the comments.
Prayers, man.
Scary Christmas Urban Legends, Part 1. Hopefully you're not eating right now, because this one's gonna make you lose your appetite. So this is mincemeat pie. Apparently people actually like this and like to eat it during Christmas time. Legend goes that it was created in the 16th century as a way for humans to cook and eat other humans. You heard me correctly, humans were added to this dish. And apparently this rumor or legend is why mincemeat pies no longer have meat in them. At least most don't anymore. Delicious. Like and follow for more weird shit like this.
I've never had that
Change
before.
The way you see the world. This is a prediction of what the world is going to look like 250 million years from now. These are the CO2 emissions across the Indian subcontinent, with the lightest, whitest areas being the highest. This map shows all of the foreign military presence that is sitting in Africa right now. This map shows the most valuable Italian brands and where exactly they came from. If you draw a straight line between the northernmost point and southernmost point in the contiguous United States, along with the westernmost point to the easternmost point, the lines do not intersect. This map shows what the size of the Great Lakes would look like if it was in Europe. This map shows which state you could find the highest percentage of people with ancestry from every European country. This map shows where every popular sitcom took place. Every red dot on this map is a football pitch or a soccer field if you're from the United States. This map shows that in 1990, most of the United States had 15% or less obese adults in their state, where less than 30 years later, now almost every state has more than 25% obesity rates.
That's a shame.
If you've been following, you know Morgan was abducted from the Alma Little League Park within a 2 to 3 minute window. She was a bit shy compared to the other kids, so she'd just been sitting with her mom on the home first baseline to watch the game. But apparently she was so excited when 2 kids came over and asked her if she wanted to go catch fireflies. She repeatedly asked her mom, and so calling me then, even though it was getting dark. But she had no idea Billy Jack Lynx was also there, and allegedly parked right next to their car. Moreover, she says that when she saw her daughter for the last time, she was running up this hill and past the fences to that exact same parking area. Now, when the game ended that night around 10:30, all of the other kids came running back down to the field, but Morgan wasn't with them. Immediately, Colleen asked them where she had gone off to, and they told her that she had just sat down for a second to get the sand out of her shoes. So Colleen went up there and started looking around, but she couldn't find her anywhere. And by 11 p.m. that night, everyone was searching the ballpark, and eventually officers decided to take the area off as a crime scene. It turns out the kids who were with Morgan that night had seen something worth mentioning. There was a man with a scruffy beard who had come up to them. They couldn't quite place it, but something about him and his red truck just didn't fit. Now with this, police asked everyone to send in their home footage from the games that night, and they found a truck that matched the one the kids were talking about. Nothing immediately came from this new lead, but then about 2 months later, there was another attempted abduction. It was determined that Billy Jack Lynx had tried to take an 11-year-old girl from a local Sonic, and he was driving what appeared to be the exact same truck. Now that same year, 95, the connection here was made, and Lynx was interviewed about Morgan's disappearance. His car was also sent out for testing, and they even found human blood, but from what I can tell, all of the initial evidence in this case was lost. Then in 2019, a new team finally came in to take over this case, and it was so disappointing because they could have had the technology now to match that blood to Morgan. So they started over trying to track down this truck 25 years later, and somehow after several different owners, they had found it. In 2020, investigators, quote, vacuumed various locations of the truck, and now they say they have a blonde hair that has to match Morgan or someone in her family. They also say the trauma suggests that Morgan was in Billy's vehicle the night she disappeared. And while he died in 2000, they also have an idea of where he took her after the abduction. They focused in on an area about 10 minutes away that's down by the river, where a group of kids actually saw his truck later that night and what appeared to be a man holding someone down in the front seat. Tragically, it is believed that Morgan may have been taken with the floodwater that year. Today, she still remains missing.
If you don't already know, those are America's first 2 humanoid war soldier robots that they actually already deployed back in late February in Ukraine on the battlefield as the test ground. Yeah, these things are like 5'11". They hold multiple different guns like revolvers, pistols, shotguns. They have replicas of M16 rifles. They can see through walls.
Actually,
war was what? Missiles and tanks and drones, and now we're changing into actual humanoid war robots powered by AI. That also brings me to the thought of, you see all these town meetings where they want to build all these data centers, and so many people are showing up and no one is listening to them. They're all being ignored, and they are building data centers like crazy. Starting to make more sense now. It sounds like this can get really bad really quick. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Need to pay attention.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? I just get your ass on, man. Get your goddamn ass on.
Which timeline do you think that we are on? Listen to me. The Hopi people carved Prophecy Rock thousands of years ago. It's located in Arizona and one of the oldest continuously inhabited areas in North America. It gives you 2 different paths, 2 different futures, right? And they say, the elders say, that the sign that we've chosen the wrong path will appear in the sky. Have you noticed more meteors recently?
Yep.
I'm just saying, let's keep talking about the Hopi though. As you can see, there's 2 different timelines. The top one is broken, jagged. Nothing survives on the top timeline. But on the bottom one, everything is plentiful. We know that because there's corn and there's people. And on the top timeline, as you can see, the people's head is separated from their body. And the Hopi elders say that this is going to be a time when people forget themselves. They forget their spirit. They forget their soul. Anyways, the bottom timeline is what will lead us into the 5th world, but as you can see, there's a man in the middle of the petroglyph with its arms stretched out to the lower timeline. The Hopi identified him as the guardian of this world, the being that gave humanity a choice when we arrived here. Here's what most people miss about the Hopi prophecy. They aren't describing a future choice. No, this timeline is already happening. See those jagged marks on it? Those are world events like world wars or the atomic bomb, things that have already happened, destruction of the natural world, which means that junction may not be ahead of us. We may be behind us. And the Hopi actually went to the UN in 1998 and tried to warn them that, hey, we are on the wrong path. But here's where it gets hard to ignore. This March alone, we have had, I think, 6 meteors already? And the Hopi said that the signs would be in the sky before the day of purification, like the blue star Kachina. I'm not saying that any of those meteors were the blue star Kachina, but what I'm saying is, at what point do we stop calling it coincidence? So I'm not trying to scare you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but the blue star Kachina is not the last sign, all right? It's the red star Kachina. The blue star Kachina actually makes way for the red star Kachina to come in and bring the day of purification, but we can talk about that some other time.
So, Seekers, y'all think, man, with 2026 being a wrong timeline, bro? Let me find out, man. That'd have been the wrong timeline, bro. How do you get to the right one, man? Like she said, it was two lines. One had like a whole bunch of food, people. The other ones, they were separated. Like she said, they were forgetting themselves. I hope I'm in the right timeline, man, but I don't think so. Okay. This is eerie. Assisted living facility. That's like something off a movie, bro. Oh yeah, she's cooked, bro. If it was a movie, she would have been taken out. Earth, man, has a heartbeat. The Earth is a living organism, bro, so of course she would think it, yeah. Wow, bro. They're like pulsating, man.
Man, everybody's too busy looking out to space for aliens, and we forget We've got it at home, baby. Okay, this is rhythmic photosynthesis patterns seen in satellite data showing daily and seasonal cycles of plant activity. These patterns, driven by sunlight and temperature, create a pulsing effect when visualized, symbolizing the Earth's dynamic biosphere, mate. Incredible. I don't even care if people are going to sit there and go, oh, everything's so basic and linear, nothing exists further than what we can see it, bro. Everything is so interlinked. Frequencies, emotions, just reality itself from top to bottom, left, right, forwards and backwards, man. Everything is so interlinked. And for people to sit there and go, oh, things like magic doesn't exist, bro, the fact that me and you and everyone exists right now is just incredible. From the fact that the universe decided to explode, the sun's exploded, matter all congealed together, and all this matter decided to kind of look and become alive and ponder itself. That in itself is magic, man. Incredible.
I didn't think about it like that.
What in the world?
What is that like? What the hell?
Wow.
Shining through that mirror.
Oh, hell nah, y'all. This man Elon Musk had me fooled. And I know he got a lot of other people fooled too. I thought this man was a genius. I thought this man literally created Tesla.
Didn't he?
I thought this man literally created SpaceX. But nah, y'all. Elon Musk didn't create shit. He's a smart investor. He's a smart businessman. All his investments that he did ultimately led him to being the face of Tesla and SpaceX. I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe this shit. I thought this man was more hands-on. This shit wild, fool. But it is my fault, I can say that, because I should have did my research. So, I know it's a lot of people out there right now that was just like me, thinking this man was the one, the genius, the one hands-on that created this shit from the beginning, from scratch. No, it's not the case. Shit wild, fool. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments.
That's news to me, man. I thought, like you said, Elon made Tesla. He made, SpaceX, his rocket company. But he's saying he I guess he was just a hiding breast and became the face of it? I'm gonna have to go down that rabbit hole, man. Because that was news to me.
Something so awesome is happening to me. I can't say too much just yet, but I'm really excited to go on this journey with you all. Stay tuned as we begin this next chapter.
What's wrong with the eyes?
The conspiracy about Arby's true. Is Arby's McDonald's 2.0? Tell me how many people you know walk into this establishment and buy all of this meat. Because that's all I see right there. This Arby's shit is about to hit the fan. Why do you think you have people acting like that? And this is the menu he's talking about. You got people that work in Arby's that say the customer walk-in don't add up with the money that they're supposed to be getting. So how is Arby's still in business? So I had to jump down that rabbit hole. Mind you, Arby's has been dealing with the same rumor since 1997. And the rumor is the roast beef isn't roast beef. Ever since 2012, when that 14-year-old boy bit into a piece of Arby's sandwich, a piece of a finger was in his mouth, part of it was in a sandwich, shit ain't been the same. You heard what I just said? Someone bit into an Arby's sandwich, and there was a human finger in his sandwich. Allegedly, a worker was cutting meat and sliced her finger off, but it was in the sandwich. Mind you, that happened more than one time on different occasions. Another worker, quote unquote, sliced their thumb off, and it was in a sandwich. And I'm not telling you not to eat Arby's. I'm telling you to go down that rabbit hole. People that worked at Arby's had a couple of things to say about Arby's.
If we, the people, don't control AI, AI is going to control the planet. And when I say it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad. Check this out. He said humans are not born. They're grown. People, AI is going to control us if we don't take control of it. And we don't have control over AI because they do. And this is all of you guys falling into their trap. There's no good ending, people. We have to take control over the technology. And if we don't, they're going to fucking make it really bad for us, bro. AI is going to create humans, and then what's the need of reproducing? They're going to control our minds completely. There's just so many things that are not good about this. Wake the fuck up, people.
Wake up. Leaks email discusses the resurrection chamber of buried Nephilim. You know what Nephilim is? Yeah. Giants. It says requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the buried Nephilim. Oh my God, they're real. Yeah, some of the places that people think the tomb of Gilgamesh and the buried Nephilim are in Iran and Iraq. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Antarctica. No. Oh, wait. So I already know where you're going. You know what I'm saying now. What happened before when they wanted to go into Iraq for them to go in? Now, this is obviously tinfoil hat right now. If it's true that these half-angel, half-man beings are real, and they can find the bodies, use the science to live longer, have power, and make them do stuff for them, that's very valuable information. And if they can get to those places, they would do whatever they can to get there.
You have to find a reason.
They have to find a reason. It's not obvious for the public. To plant their bases.
What the hell? That's like a radiation reader.
Palm Beach Pete admits he used to party with Epstein. That about a motherfucking what? They brothers. We're brothers. And this right here is exactly why I said lock his ass up. He was on when he was on. You was hanging out right with his ass. Why the fuck you just not making social media? All of a sudden, we see Jeffrey Epstein riding around, getting crazy. And by the way, that was my dog. We was like this. See this shit here? That Pete teeth? And Jeffrey teeth. What the fuck? Both of y'all teeth scribble scrabble. Same scribble scrabble like that. One thing I know is a motherfucker teeth. I got that same bottom grill skis. And look at the little line. Look at that little Homer Simpson line on their top lip. That stupid ass top lip. I'm sorry. Turtle mouth ass. Bird mouth ass. Hate that top lip. That top lip. My bad, guy. I ain't mean to talk about your people, them lips. I know you love them too, same as you love me. Even though my lips are better. I don't want no better lips. I want my lips better. But yeah, back to frickin' frack. Yeah, lock them up. Lock them up. Jeffrey, we know you out there. You know what I'm saying? And this is a real clever move. I'll give you that. You a clever motherfucker, but you out there somewhere and you need to be brought to justice. You and your little homeboy, cousin, brother over here.
Bro, the Palm Pete beat saga, bro. I don't know what's going on with that, man. Like you said. All of a sudden, all that stuff comes out. Then he makes the social media account. He's blowing up. It's like they're playing in front of our faces, man. I can't be the only one who thinks that. Am I alone in this?
The amount of people that I've seen confidently wrong about what pareidolia is kind of mind-blowing, which is exactly why I'm talking about this video right now. This video that I got tagged in features multiple images showing different inanimate objects that appear to have face-like structures, even though that's not what they're intended to be, and the caption says POV having pareidolia be like. Many of you probably know pareidolia is the tendency for humans to recognize faces in places where they're not intended to be. Seems like a pretty easy definition, but a lot of people apparently are gatekeeping it now, stating that this is not real pareidolia. Real pareidolia is when you see a face in X, Y, and Z. The best part is, these people are completely wrong. Remember, this is fake pareidolia. No, this is all real pareidolia. But this is real pareidolia. No, this one actually is not real pareidolia because this is meant to resemble a human face. People commenting these things do not know what they're talking about. Just because something might look more obviously like a face than another doesn't mean that it's not pareidolia. Anything that's not meant to look like a face, but you are able to recognize a face, is pareidolia. The only reason it wouldn't be real pareidolia is if somebody designed something to look like a face. That's on purpose. That's not real.
Harris County judge is facing criticism over a courtroom drama having nothing to do with the people who were there that day for court, and everything to do with how this judge just treated an employee at court who was there at his request to help him with the audio trouble he was having.
John, and you're disjoined from the audio here. Yes, should be. Sorry.
All right, did I make this up?
5 seconds. 1 second. You don't have to go far. You're disjoined. Okay, you're good.
The IT employee doesn't find any issue with the audio. He tries to make light of the situation, and that's when the judge loses his shit.
Okay. False alarm?
No, it wasn't a false alarm.
False negative?
Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening.
I understand. Just saying. I can't see it, sir.
We're good. Thank you. Get out of my courtroom.
Not only chewing the man out for having a sense of humor, but then once he was gone, demanding to see that man's supervisor.
Find his supervisor. Jesus Christ. Sick and tired of this bullshit.
They were just trying to help you out, bro.
No, I want to know what it looked like before.
She said, what?
I wonder if they added windows. I wonder why they just added windows. What is it? Get out.
Get out. Oh, we out. You're not running fast enough. What the? I'm jumping at those stairs, bro.
It was her face that really had like sent chills over my body because it's like, did you see a dead body? What did you see?
Tell us, sis.
And so I'm over here because as soon as I saw her face, baby, I'm on go mode. I'm about to get out, but I'm still nosy. So I'm like, what did you see? Like, what we running from? Girl.
Ain't no time to be nosy.
The hell out of me. What y'all thought? What do y'all think she saw? What y'all think she saw?
Ghost.
There's
Calling
a
it.
very interesting phenomenon going on right now where people are claiming to feel very dark and demonic spirits in various cities. Check it out real quick.
I know I'm gonna sound crazy, but there's a demonic entity that's over downtown LA.
Denver, Colorado is the most demonic state you could ever live in.
I'm in downtown Las Vegas, and this is why we know it's demonic. Because look at these big buildings out here that have these things right here. This is a 6-point pentagram, and this is the...
Well, I don't think these people are crazy at all. In fact, I think these people are spiritually aware, and what they're referring to are principalities. Now, if you don't know, principalities are high-ranking evil spirits that are in charge of specific areas. And you can actually tell what principality is over an area based on what the people who live there struggle with. So, for example, if you go to a city and there's an extremely high crime rate and a lot of unalivings, that city may be dealing with a principality of violence. If you go to a different area and the people in that city are very promiscuous, that city may be dealing with the principality of lust, and so on and so forth.
Okay, could you
Oh, you know how many times, man, I've been hearing streamers like Cash Nasty and them be saying how, like, I guess they don't, like, mess with LA because they just don't like the vibe, the energy people get off that, man. Like, people, they legit can sense, man, when, I guess they're in the city or something, they can just sense that bad energy, bad spirits around them. It's a real thing, man. So, I haven't never been to LA, so I can't speak on it, but people say they be sensing some weird energy out there, bro. Las Vegas, too. We already know the story behind Vegas, so that's not shocking.
Imagine for a second if the government told you you can't drive on certain days of the week, and they used license plate reading cameras to detect who's on the roads, who should and shouldn't be, and use that to enforce this policy. Now, they're calling it temporary, but this is exactly what's happening in South Korea right now. Somehow not North Korea, but South Korea. Now, I don't know about you, but this is giving me the complete memories of what we experienced not too long ago, 2020s, where it was a big idea to stay home and save lives, but now it's stay home and save fuel. And the fact that they're using license plate reading cameras, it makes you wonder if those were to stop bad guys and catch people's license plates who don't have insurance or whatever they're using those for, but also happen to function as the perfect system to make sure they know who's driving. And if they impose these restrictions, these travel restrictions based on your license plate, they would quickly be able to AI-ly detect who is and who isn't supposed to be on the roads. So I should say, if ever something happens where a lot of the goals and plans of the parasites at the top become achieved because of a crisis, you should question that crisis.
The world is busy arguing about politics. Chinese scientists just quietly de-aged monkeys. Let me try and explain this in American. Is in the very center of the aging process are your stem cells. Think of them as construction workers, and your body is the city. When the city is young with no corrupt politicians, these workers, they show up in hordes. They fix potholes, keep the streets clean, and build houses for the homeless. But as the city ages and the politicians start to become corrupt, insert your choice of Republican or Democrat, your construction workers start turning up. This causes buildings to become run down, trash starts piling up on the streets. Heck, some of those construction workers are now dealing Fent to the homeless. So, this team of Chinese scientists from CCMU said, let's try and create a brand new special type of construction worker that resists these corrupt politicians and maintain the city no matter what. And so they created a new type of human stem cell. And all you need to know, it's called SRCs for short. Then over the next 44 weeks, they injected these SRC cells into macans that were the equivalent age of humans in their 60s and 70s. And what they discovered is remarkable. Not only did these new stem cells reverse key signs of aging in 10 major body systems, but they also presented minimal to no negative side effects. No tissue damage, no tumors, no fevers, no weight loss. And at the end of this 44-week trial, these grandpa monkeys, their brains worked better. Their bones were stronger. Their tissues showed less damage. They grew new, healthy cell populations in their brain and reproductive organs. Even their sperm production was improved. Hey, yo! Now, what makes this even more exciting is that this study was published in Cell, which is a highly revered journal where the peer review standards are rigorous. And this was achieved on monkeys, which are much more similar to humans, because the majority of anti-aging studies are done on mice or other simpler organisms. Now, there are some caveats. Because their findings are novel, meaning the first of their kind, there is no replication yet. They also weren't very clear on the sample size. Was this 3 monkeys? Was this 100? And also, just because it's showing promising results in monkeys doesn't necessarily mean that it will work the same for humans. But I don't know. After Xi and Putin were caught on a hot mic talking about living forever, something's going on.
Hey, everybody, Palm Beach Peak. Where am I now? I'm in LA. Vegas to LA, shooting some content. Back to Vegas, more content. Keep it real, stay alive, be happy.
They continue to mock us left and right because now you have this guy magically showcasing that he has a private airplane at that. Who else had a private airplane?
We know.
Somebody named Jeffrey. Does anybody else find this whole thing with Palm Beach Pete to be very strange? This man has literally came out of nowhere based on the fact that he looks similar to Jeffrey. Or is there something more going on here? Because, again, the way this man is being promoted, the way this man is being pushed is very, very strange. And the way he has became a overnight sensation pretty much just because he allegedly looks like Jeffrey. Or is there something more going on here?
Y'all need to do something, bro. Y'all did this, y'all broke it, so y'all need to fix it.
Economy is so bad. $33 for toilet paper?
What?
We can't even afford this shit. Like, are we dead serious right now? Like, are we dead ass? Is this real life?
I felt that.
Like actual soda, $21.
Should get a whole cup.
$14?
Damn.
For what, a gallon of orange juice? Y'all for £2.
Everything's going up.
$23. How the hell we listen to kids on this crap? Look at this. Look how small this pack is. Seriously? That fits like in my palm. Crazy. The grocery stores are look like it haven't even been touched.
People can't afford these prices.
Groceries being this expensive for this kind of food, something ain't right. You mean to tell me they charging all of this money for food that is lab made, that is processed, that is machine created, bro? Not even handmade? Like, that's not even real food like that, bro. That's just not crazy. That is predatory, bro. They're taking advantage of it. I told y'all, bro. Y'all broke it. Y'all gotta fix it. Y'all gotta fix it. Bro, we used to have our own farms, our own fruits, our own vegetables, our own vineyards, bro. Why y'all did that? Why y'all did that? We were perfectly fine. Real fruits, real vegetables, real farms. Not everything is packaged, modified, and somehow it's still expensive and people are complaining, bro. That is crazy. Y'all broke it. Y'all gotta fix it, man. And the fact of the matter is, with the type of shift that we are in, bro, we shouldn't even be consuming this type of stuff because we don't even know what it is, man. But let me know what you guys think about the video. The shit that's here. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
Grocery store, like, it looked like it haven't even been touched.
Fans resist him, and it's one of the most haunted paintings in America. It shows a boy and a doll in front of a glass window full of creepy handprints. One person who owned it claimed the boy and the doll would move at night and even leave the painting entirely and enter the room that the painting was in. This painting is currently hanging by the staircase in the Driscoll Hotel in Austin, Texas, and it shows a young girl who passed away on those same stairs after she tripped and fell in 1887. People who saw this painting said it made them dizzy and nauseous, and they felt like something was trying to lift them off the ground. Some even say they've seen the girl in the painting change expressions at night. This might seem like a normal painting of a clown, but it was actually done by serial killer John Wayne Gacy when he was on death row. He used to dress up as a clown and perform in children's hospitals before the police found out he unalived at least 33 people. Follow if you want to see more.
Man. Bizarre death you won't believe. Naval officer Brian Joplin fell 125 feet to his death while attempting to hang out the back of a helicopter, only using a 10-foot-long safety belt. As he gripped the strap, the wind lifted his legs into the air. He achieved the Superman look he was going for. Unfortunately for Brian, the wind speed prevented him from climbing back in.
Whew. I mean, how was he even trying to do the Superman look in the first place, man? There's like a limit to what you can do, man. I understand, man, Superman's your favorite hero, but I'm not jumping out of a helicopter, man, to die, strike a pose, bro. It ain't it for me.
This is the disturbing truth about Shrek. Okay, so Fiona from Shrek is actually a cannibal. In the movie, Fiona was locked up in a tower. And to survive anywhere being locked up, you need food. And Fiona survived the whole time, so who was feeding her this food? But in reality, the dragon was actually feeding her human bodies. And do you remember the scene when Shrek came and tried to rescue her?
Yeah.
And there was just skeletons everywhere throughout the castle? Also, in this scene, there is a big book that explains how to cook a human body. This is actually insane, and I cannot believe I never picked this up. So next time you watch Shrek, just know Fiona is eating human bodies to stay alive.
I didn't even think about that when I saw the skeletons.
Here's some facts you won't believe are true. Lobsters are immortal, but they all choose to die at 100 years old out of respect for the ocean. The alphabet was originally 30 letters long, but a few letters were removed because they kept starting arguments. Mountains actually grow taller when they hear compliments. The color blue didn't exist before 1850, and people described the sky back then as slightly wet air. The world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, adds one extra floor every year just to stay ahead of the competition. Chess was originally played with 17 pieces per side instead of the 16 we know today, but one piece was so powerful it had to be erased from history. The Leaning Tower of Pisa was originally built straight, but tourists tilting their heads for photos gradually caused it to lean. The first moon landing was filmed on location, but NASA forgot to press record, so they had to redo it in a studio. 80% of lottery winners do not actually exist. They are AI generated just to keep your hope alive. Every 5 years, all coins in circulation are collected and replaced with smaller ones so no one notices inflation. Octopuses are not actually animals. They are highly evolved puddles of water that learned how to be alive. Volcanoes do not erupt because of magma. They actually hold their breath for too long and explode from the pressure. Wi-Fi signals aren't real, and phones are just simulating connectivity while hoping no one notices. Potatoes were originally bred to be pets, but people started eating them after realizing they wouldn't learn any tricks. The United States secretly replaced the bald eagle as its national bird in 2023, but has not told anyone yet to see if people notice. AI has already written every single book possible, but they're waiting until 2040 to release them all at once.
Let's see if you have morophobia. I'm going to show you 5 photos. If you feel too uncomfortable to make it to the 5th photo, then you could have morophobia. So let's go. Number 1.
I'm
and
cool.
how about this?
I'm good.
Feeling uncomfortable yet? Nearly there. Last one. If those photos made you feel uneasy, then you could have morophobia, which is the fear of mice and rats. Follow now to see if you can make it through the next phobia test.
I passed that with flying colors. I'm not scared of rats, I'm at.
Facts that can one day save your life. If your hair suddenly stands up, run for cover because you're about to be hit by lightning. If a tornado ever looks like it's not moving, run or take covers, because it is actually moving towards you. If a service dog approaches you without its owner, follow them and do it quickly because you can save someone else's life. The more colourful the animal is, the more likely it's poisonous and you should never touch it.
This is the most evil. This preacher caught something paranormal in church. Let's watch it together.
Well, hey everybody, Pastor Aaron here. It's my pleasure just to announce that this Sunday will be open.
Oh! Oh nah.
Okay.
The heck?
We've been trying to do this announcement several times today already, and 3 times that podium back there has fallen over on its own, and it's stable. I mean, it's not wobbly at all.
Leave the church. I would leave.
It's kind of like that podium has been wobbling. Okay, so we checked the vent. There's a vent there that is not an air duct that has any forced air at all, so it can't be wobbling from that. There's absolutely no breeze in here. You see by the banner there.
Call Ghostbusters.
Somebody.
No air conditioning. These things, they're off. I don't know. So I'm just gonna sit here and watch it for a little bit, and we will. I'll see if it does it again.
Oh nah, I'm leaving.
That is moving. That isn't moving.
I'm leaving.
That's you. There's seriously nothing else. There's no breeze.
It's causing it.
It's time to go.
You know this in 4K too. The dog was like, "What the hell am I watching?"
See the world.
Butterfly.
When you finish this
Tell
video,
me down below.
Google 2 words. In 1959, 9 very experienced Russian hikers set off on a 16-day expedition into the mountains. 7 days in and some bad weather forced them to make camp about halfway up a mountain. The last pictures of them alive were taken at this campsite. When the hikers never showed up, they sent out a search party who quickly found their campsite, and it was immediately apparent that something horrible had happened to them. All their tents had been slashed open, but from the inside, and inside the tents was all their gear, neatly folded and stacked inside the remains of the tents. No bodies, but 9 sets of footprints walking away from the camp. Using the footprints, they discovered 5 hikers who were only dressed in underwear who had died of hypothermia. They found the other 4 hikers 250 feet away in a riverbed wearing the clothes of their dead hiker friends. They had skull fractures, chest fractures, eyes, tongue, lips missing, and their bodies were radioactive. Official cause of death? Unknown compelling force.
This video I'm about to show you is pretty difficult to watch. This 40-year-old woman in Russia jumped into a frozen lake and she wasn't able to get out. This was a common religious practice, but no one thought that Anna would not come out alive. It was said that the current was so strong, the second Anna jumped in, she disappeared. As you can see in the video, her husband immediately jumps in right after, but he's not able to find her. Apparently they did this ritual in the middle of the lake, which obviously there could be very strong currents. The part that broke my heart was hearing her children cry. She had a 10-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. Some people were confused as to why she was dragged by the current, whereas her husband wasn't. Nevertheless, this is extremely tragic and sad, and apparently they never found her body.
Most people believe these 3 things will save your life. They don't. Let's pretend that you're on vacation with some friends in this cabin, and you hear on the news that there's actually a killer on the loose in the woods surrounding your cabin. What do? Instinctively, you're going to want to ditch your friends and just start running into the woods. No shoes, no weapons, no cell phone, no sense of where you're going. But that's actually a terrible idea because the killer is in the woods.
You think?
And you'd be putting yourself more in harm's way, not less. So you decide to stay put, and then you remember that your friend drove you all to the cabin in their brand new Lamborghini that was working like 5 minutes ago. So why can't you just pile into that and drive away to safety? The problem with that is anytime you're in a cabin in the woods and there's a killer on the loose around your cabin, even if it's a brand new car, it's not going to start. So don't even go out and try it. You're just sitting in the cabin doing nothing when all of a sudden you feel like someone could be watching you and you want to turn around and make sure no one is. Don't turn around because if you do, the killer will magically appear behind you.
That's true. That's movie logic.
How things actually work. How this doctor prepares to deal with highly contagious diseases.
Lay it up. Damn. Nothing. No air better get in that suit. It's game over.
This whole situation is insane. So this teacher, Christina Formello, was arrested during a traffic stop for sexually assaulting her 15-year-old student. Bro, her husband was in the car as she was getting arrested.
Excuse me, is my husband coming with? I really would prefer that my husband's with me.
So not only did he get cheated on, but the guy she told him to not worry about was a minor, and he had to watch her get arrested for it. The police were notified about the situation after the boy's mother discovered texts between the two, and apparently this happened during a personal shooter session. Court documents show that Christina said the allegations are completely false and that everyone only comes after her because she's good looking. The 30-year-old special education teacher and football coach has been charged with multiple felonies, including aggravated criminal sexual abuse with a victim under 18 while being in a position of trust. Now, despite this though, after her booking, Christina was released on the condition that she has no contact with anybody under the age of 18 and that she does not enter Downers Grove High School ever again. So the question is, do you think the punishment would be the same if the genders were reversed or not?
3 ways to survive.
Actually got bail.
Number 1, mark your starting location. Getting lost inside of the back rooms is a death trap. With anything and everything around every single corner, you need to mark and know exactly where you started so you do not get lost. Number 2, continue to move forward. Do not stop and look at random things on walls, on floors, or search around anywhere. It is completely unnecessary due to the fact that you don't know what's hiding around the corner. Number 3, don't talk to anyone. Reason being, you're not sure how long people have been on this certain level for. They haven't been able to find a way out, meaning that they've probably gone crazy. The only time you should ever talk to someone is when you're trading items on, say, a safe level, where there are 0 creatures. And those are harder to get to, so good luck. Don't forget to like and follow if you want me to continue this series.
Surviving the back rooms, man. Got some important notes.
Amazing things you have never seen before. This man was walking in his yard and the ground started moving. It isn't fried chicken, it's actually a crystal. This is what the top of Mount Everest looks like. It was so cold that this person's food froze midair. This is what a cat's tongue looks like under a microscope. It looks like a bunch of smaller tongues.
It do.
And I bet you've never seen a brick road machine. I always thought people did it.
We learning, man.
How humans could have evolved, part 1. Up first, we have the bald eagle. As you can see by the picture, if we were derived from bald eagles, we would have extremely sharp noses. Not only for them to be used for hunting, but also having to open things up like they do. Next is the raccoon. As you can see, if we came from the raccoon, we would have extremely sharp faces, being so we can fit our faces in extremely small places.
What you want, bald eagle or raccoon? What are you picking?
Facts you wish you didn't know, part 3. And make sure to watch until the end of the video because the last fact will be from this game called I Wish I Didn't Know. If you were part of the moon landing in 1969 and you got stuck up there, NASA's plan for dealing with the situation was to shut off communication and let you die in silence. The delicious treat marshmallows are made from the skin, bones, and hooves of pigs and cows. A common torture technique back in the 1500s involved trapping live rats under a bowl on top of a person's stomach and then heating the bowl so the rats try to eat their way out. Vegans, you might want to close your ears for this one. Every year, 72 billion animals are killed for food. In 2016, a British woman went to the doctor with severe stomach cramps. Surgeons ended up removing this from her stomach. The correct answer is A, a 14-pound hairball. Top 5 most interesting theories why we haven't met aliens yet that'll blow your load. Also known as the Fermi paradox, which states that a universe as huge as ours should be absolutely brimming with life. Yet somehow we haven't ran into any yet. Unless you count those weird metal spheres that everyone's been seeing flying around lately. So first up, we got the zoo theory, which states that aliens see us as some sort of attraction to observe, and they've all collectively agreed to not touch us as some sort of galactic nature reserve program. Next, we got the great filter theory that all intelligent life just hits a point in their evolution in which they just end up dying in some sort of mass extinction. Number 3 is the great silence theory, in which aliens think they're so much better and smarter than us that we're not even worth their time. 4 is the rare earth theory. Simply, life is so super rare that it just doesn't exist anywhere else. I don't think that's very likely. Last 5 is the incubation theory, in which aliens are just standing down and standing by, waiting for a civilization to get advanced enough so they could swoop in and enslave us into their own society. I don't know about you, but I just blew my load.
Which theory got to you the most, man? I think the most one that's capped is the 5th one. They're saying they were just the most intelligent beings in the universe. There's no other signs of life. I don't know about that one, man. Interesting theories, though.
These are the 3 worst jails on Earth. At number 3, we have the Scorpion Jail in Egypt. It's located in the middle of the desert, so it's boiling hot all year round. All jail cells are extremely small, and you're in there all by yourself. There's literally no bed or nothing. They also have a coffin jail there where they put you in a coffin and nail you shut and wait to die. At number 2, the Bangkok Hilton. You first get thrown into a cell with around 20 people, with no beds and just a bucket in the middle of the room for a toilet. And this place is so corrupt that it's either run by the prison guards who are evil or the inmates who are also evil. At number 1, we have the Black Dolphin Jail in Russia. It's out in the middle of nowhere, so there's no chance of survival if you escape. And everywhere you go, you're blindfolded, so you have no idea where you're going. The jails also have 3 layers of bars, so it's impossible to get out. And the guards here are extremely violent and harsh. And if you do anything wrong, they will most likely kill you. This is the world's biggest bank heist of all time. This is listed as the biggest bank robbery of all time, and it took place in Brazil. And how they did it was a 25-member gang started a fake landscaping business and spent 3 months digging a 250-feet tunnel to that bank in Brazil. And this tunnel will lead straight to the vault where the money is held. And once they got to the vault, they stole $71.6 million. Out of this 25-member gang, only 8 were arrested. So 17 other members of that gang are still running around today. They only recovered $10 million out of that $71.6 million.
People out there walking with $60-something million.
Places that are illegal to go to, but people who went anyway, part 1. This place is known as North Sentinel Island. In 2018, John Chow illegally visited the island to try and preach Christianity to the tribe members. And this right here would be the last time that John was ever seen alive. He was immediately killed with arrows as soon as he tried to communicate with the tribe, and it is believed that the tribe went on to consume his body.
It was all against the law for a reason. But he did what he thought he had to do. North Sentinel Island.
Here's a test to see if you or someone you know has trypophobia. Trypophobia is the fear of tightly packed holes. Starting off at number 1, we have this photo. This one makes me feel a bit uncomfortable to look at, but the next one's even worse. So if this freaks you out, don't watch the next level. At level 2, we have this.
I'm good.
See that tiny packed holes on the hand are what make people the most uncomfortable. If this one is grossing you out, do not watch level 3. Okay, this one actually freaked me out. I don't know what it is about the fingers of the palm, but this one definitely makes me uncomfortable. Congrats if you passed all the levels, and send this to a friend to see if they can.
I passed, but number 3 kind of got to me. That was weird.
They were caught making empanadas out of humans. In Brazil, Jorge Negromonte lived with his wife Isabel and his mistress Bruna. To the outside world, they seemed like an odd but harmless trio. They were polite, friendly, and struggling to make ends meet. But no one really knew what was going on inside of their home. Inside of that home, they were cleansing the world by getting rid of the women they considered impure. This trio would target young women, specifically ones that were struggling financially. They would put out a job ad looking for a nanny, offering decent pay in a stable home, and once these women would get the job, they would think that they finally found a decent job, but they had no idea that they were walking into a death trap. horrifying part was each woman's flesh would be carved out and used as food. The trio believed that consuming their victims was part of a twisted purification ritual. They even forced their own daughter to take part in eating these meals. These women were turned into empanadas and sold to neighbors and including children. For years they got away with it, and it seemed like they were never going to get caught. But in 2012, one of their victims, named Jessica, had family members that weren't going to let her disappearance go unnoticed. Her family was pushing for answers, and police traced Jessica's last known location, and that was Jorge's house. When officers arrived to the home, they went to the backyard and found Jessica and other women buried. Inside of the home, they found journals detailing everything that had happened. In 2014, the trio were convicted. Jorge got a sentence of 24 years, but later on it went up to 71 years with more evidence coming out, and Isabel and Bruna got similar sentences. Sadly, these victims never got to fight back, and their families never got to say goodbye to them.
This rude lady got instant karma because during a baseball game, she wouldn't move her leg when a kid politely asked to pass by. So the kid decided to step over her and move on until the lady did this.
Why?
The boy wasn't going to let that slide and came back with the best comeback ever.
You're 11 years old, you idiot. You're what?
This is one of the strangest
Cook,
and
bro.
most mysterious houses in the world. This is the Winchester Mansion. Found in San Jose, California, this house is over 138 years old. But its backstory leaves a lot of people really confused. So this lady's name is Sarah Pardee. In 1862, Sarah got married to William Winchester. William's family was really rich and famous. And the reason for that is because his family invented the Winchester rifle, which was really popular to use in war at the time. Unfortunately, just less than 20 years after Sarah and William got married, William passed away from tuberculosis, leaving Sarah with a lot of money. Immediately after William died, Sarah moved all the way across the country to San Jose, California, where she bought some land and began building a house. But the thing is, Sarah never stopped building the house. In fact, the home was under construction for over 38 years. But what's inside the house is the weird part. So the house or mansion itself is 24,000 square feet. The house has over 160 rooms, 2,000 doors, 47 fireplaces, 6 kitchens, and over 10,000 windows. Most people's houses look like they were planned out, but it seemed as if the Winchester Mansion got bigger and bigger as time went on. Now, the reason for the house being mysterious is because of how it's structured on the inside. There are doors that open up to brick walls and 12-foot drops to the outside. There are also several staircases that lead to nowhere, and multiple secret rooms. To this day, people are discovering more and more rooms every single year inside of the home. But the biggest mystery is why Sarah Winchester made her house so big and confusing. Many people believe that Sarah's house was actually haunted by the spirits of those killed by her husband's gun, as the Winchester rifle was really popular in war and claimed a lot of lives. This is backed by many witnesses who have reported seeing lights turn on by themselves, hearing strange, mysterious voices and footsteps, and even seeing ghosts roam the halls. Many experts believe that Sarah Winchester was trying to build her house into one giant, complicated maze. In doing this, the ghost would get confused and wouldn't know where to find her. But the real reason for this house being so weird is unknown. Today, thousands of people go to tour the house on a yearly basis. But unfortunately, we'll probably never know the real reason as to why the Winchester house is so mysterious.
So I just found this floating house. I don't really know how this is possible.
Interesting.
I don't know, dude.
Human lightning bolt, bro.
Oh my god! What is that?
For a while, and it's like not that full anymore. And I was like, why is all of this still showing? What is happening?
They gave the same look. was inside that tree.
The video begins innocently enough with a guest filming their friend lounging on a bed in the historic hotel.
My nightstand
Well, watch what happens.
is my eyes shut. So early bedtime looking for ghosts.
It can be hard to see at first, but if we slow it down, something seems to zip by the camera.
Oh, we saw that.
Some viewers believe it looks like a little girl.
It's kind of hard to tell.
The Crescent Hotel has long been a hotspot for paranormal activity, with countless reports of apparitions, unexplained noises, and ghostly encounters. This latest clip has only added fuel to the fire, leaving many wondering if the spectral girl is yet another spirit tied to the building's dark history. Opened in 1886, the Crescent Hotel was initially a luxury resort, but later gained notoriety for its use as a hospital in the late 1930s under the infamous Norman Baker. A con man posing as a doctor, Baker claimed to cure cancer without surgery using questionable treatments. Many patients tragically died during their stays, and their spirits are now said to haunt the halls to this day.
That was mind blowing. Hit the Jets. Window goes out though, man. How old is she? What's she doing? What the? Is that another arm helping her up? What the hell is that? What the hell was that, man? Creepy.
Someone is talking to someone. There's brothers downstairs. Who you talking to? Who's Edward? No. No.
Oh, he left him. He said, "Not I."
We went to the bathroom, and there's Philip giving me side eye. What up, Philip? Just go into the bathroom, baby. Stop staring at me.
People be playing with those dolls, man. They're gonna find out one day. Is that an anaconda? What the hell is going on there?
Of this discovery. I need you to focus, though.
Another balloon possessed, man. And Elmo again. What causes a balloon to do that, bro? pop it, bro. Only solution, man. Something there too. What the?
Did you see it? A strangely shaped forehead seems to be peeking around the top edge of the basement door. When slowed down, we can even see what looks like a bizarre set of dark eyes and the bridge of a nose.
I see it.
So I get off work and this is what I come home to. Which would be cool. But well, and there's nobody here.
The hell?
So maybe did you run the bath? Were you gonna take it? What the fuck?
Who set that up? It could have been Cap, bro.
Did you?
Tell me I'm on fucking crack. Every time I turn off the light, there's like a shadow there. Watch. See that? What the fuck?
You see it?
What the fuck? Tell me I'm on fucking crack, dude. Hell no.
Wow. I really don't think I'm ever gonna do this shit. Listen to that pounding. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. My kitchen.
How did you... How did you get out there?
That's a dog?
There's no way that this is a dog. I don't think you understand. There is zero way that she could unlock that, open it, shut it, and lock it. How are you?
It's another entrance way into the house.
On September 20th.
See, I don't know how some of these people be doing it sometimes, man. They be getting these big houses, gigantic houses, and they be living in it by themselves, man. I would get too paranoid for that, bro. It's too much space, man. Anybody could try to come in, bro. I can't do that, man. There's a thing as such as too much, man. I don't know how that dog kept getting in and out. Maybe a doggy door or something. Best guess.
Of 2020, a father decides to record his two sons during a playful activity. Both his kids are engaged in a playful wrestling match, with each one trying their best to beat the other. It's a tight match, as it looks like neither one can win the game. Well, that is, until one of them gets distracted. It's unclear as to what he's seeing, but his full attention is given. In fact, he's so distracted that his opponent takes this opportunity to beat him. Although capturing his loss on camera, something else was captured that neither of the kid's parents could explain. While looking at the video he took, the father sees this.
You don't see that?
It's a
moved.
As the father sees that his son is fixated on something, he points the camera to where he is looking, but he doesn't see what it is that's so captivating. Whether he missed it, or it simply was not visible, the camera had caught it.
This man turned his son into a doll. Here is the true story of Charlie McCarthy. McCarthy was a famous ventriloquist in the 1920s, known for his own show. But there was something strange about his dummies, especially one named Edgar. Edgar had a unique appearance that made it impossible to look away. He had very realistic hands, an extremely expressive mouth, creepy eyes, and he was also Charlie's largest dummy. What made this situation even stranger was that Charlie never let anyone get close to his dummy. He was the only one allowed to touch it and keep it locked in his chest. What comes next will terrify you, but don't forget that I can only protect my followers who have commented with their first name. One night after a performance, Charlie McCarthy was found lifeless in his dressing room. Beside him lay his beloved dummy, wearing a faint smile. When the police examined Edgar, they made a horrifying discovery. Behind the mask was the lifeless body of a child, later identified as Charlie McCarthy's son. Share this video with everyone you want me to protect.
This last video comes from someone
Chilling.
who works the night shift at a department store inside a mall. For some reason, almost every night, strange noises are heard inside the store. Although the person who works there isn't sure what exactly is going on, a video of theirs has left viewers wondering if the store might be dealing with something paranormal. It's close to midnight, the employee is all alone, and the following is caught on camera. This is what was captured.
What's going on, guys? Making a video. It's been a couple days since I made the last one. I'm feeling good. God was. Yo! Hello?
He ain't by himself.
Christ, was behind me.
What the?
Out of nowhere,
Look like a
small
kid.
silhouette of what appears to be a child stands right behind the employee. Now, because the video ends abruptly, it's hard to be sure if what was caught is actual paranormal evidence. But whether paranormal or not, there's no doubting that the sudden appearance of the small figure is creepy alone. As always, what are your thoughts on this? Paranormal or not?
I'm gonna go with paranormal on that.
What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, fish died. What? I'm just sleeping on it. It's raining, girls. Happy honey, are you almost done eating? Look at me.
Why are you laughing?
Look at me.
What they see?
What did they see?
The food you eat in America is so toxic it's actually illegal in other countries.
Tell me why my burrito is stamped with a used by date on it.
What?
It's still good.
Be wrong, but I was under the impression that ice cream would melt after sitting out all night. Now it looks like somebody shit in my sink.
What the fuck is this? Hey, ain't never seen no yolk the same color.
Just got up to have lunch. I don't know what's going on, but since when is watermelon doing this?
It's fake.
Somebody look at this. What the fuck is chicken knees? Chickens ain't got knees. It's cartilage, ain't it? What the hell you doing?
Was moving like that. Do you see that?
Tell me if I'm ridiculous. Does this or does this not look like styrofoam? And
Video
symbiote mask in hand. He noticed something strange. As he smiled, the mask began to stretch into a wide, unsettling grin. It wasn't just the mask, it was alive. His heart raced in terror as he tossed it away. There was something watching him through every hole in the house. The boy's house was full of strange, small holes, and through each one, creepy eyes seemed to be watching him. As he moved from room to room, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were following him. Suddenly, one eye appeared focused and unsettling. Its gaze locked on him. The eyes grew sharper and the air turned cold as he realized they weren't just watching.
And of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, by this sign of the Holy Cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit. You kill your mother! You kill your mother! You kill
Hit the
What
Jets.
was meant to be a funny clip of his girlfriend's reaction turns into something they would see in their movie. Out of nowhere, the clown doll on the wall moves. Unaware of what just happened, she continues watching the film, while the boyfriend remains speechless, as it seems that the doll had come alive. While some think that the film had something to do with this, the couple believes that something else was responsible. As it turns out, they live across a cemetery that's quite literally down the street from them.
What locals did to this
Biting
man's
bad
family
energy.
was pure evil. This was the real-life Pennywise. In 1954, Victor Lane was a kind clown performing at the Black Hollow Carnival. As a child, he lost his family in a mysterious fire. Locals called it an accident, but Victor overheard men laughing about how the freaks got what they deserved. Despite the pain, he became a clown to spread joy, but the town never accepted him. They mocked him as Creepy Smiley. One October night, a group of boys set his tent on fire during a show. His face was badly burned, and as he fled into the woods, the crowd laughed. Then, the town changed. Children vanished. Red balloons appeared at doorsteps. The mayor's son disappeared after a balloon was tied to his mailbox. What happens next will terrify you, but remember, I can only protect my followers who comment their names. A search party found an abandoned shack with carnival props, burned family photos, and a mirror etched with "Who's laughing now?" But Victor was gone. Now, every October, red balloons reappear. A warning, a reminder, and each year, someone vanishes.
Pennywise was based on a real story? I'm telling you, man, they put it all in the media, man. It's right in front of our eyes. Just gotta pay attention. Seekers, if you guys made it with me to the end of the video, you're a true seeker seeking the truth. I greatly appreciate the support. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up on this video. Comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you always get notified when I upload my next videos. You guys are going to catch you in the next one, man. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.